What's up, kids? Welcome back to the Dave Cave. Dave here, and today I'm having a look at the DC Multiverse McFarlane Collectible Edition Superman by McFarlane Toys. But this ain't just any old Superman, guys. This is the Christopher Reeve Superman from Superman 1978, the classic Dick Donner movie with a John Williams soundtrack, one of the greatest superhero flicks of all times, and arguably one of the greatest films of all time, with an incredible legacy, guys. But does this figure live up to the legacy of the movie and of the man Christopher Reeve himself? While we're on the topic, guys, check out Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story, an incredible documentary that is streaming now. I bought it on iTunes and I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I cried at several parts of the film. It really was a tearjerker, and I had no idea the legacy of the man himself. Now, speaking of legacy, guys, does this figure live up to the hype and the legacy? Does it shoulder the legacy? We're going to find out in just a bit. Before we get into the review, guys, I'm just going to shout out the sponsor of the channel and the sponsor of this video, Culture Shock Collectables. Guys, head on over to cultureshockcollectables.com, buy yourself something sweet from their incredible catalog there, and any purchase will earn you points that you can then use to redeem for a discount on a future purchase. Now, speaking of discounts, guys, DAVEcaveDAVE viewers and Culture Shock Collectibles shoppers can stay tuned to the end of this video, where I will give you a discount code that you can use to redeem for $5 off a purchase at Culture Shock Collectibles. So very, very proud to announce that I'll be giving out codes on my videos for Culture Shock shoppers. And if you're overseas, guys, do not be afraid, because Culture Shock services international markets as well. So shop with confidence at Culture Shock, guys. They're one of the best indies in the biz over here in Australia. Now, gotta ask politely for you to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and get DAVEcaveDAVE out there, guys. Hit the notification bell if you want to know when the next reviews drop. I have a whole run of McFarlane Collector Edition Wave 8 reviews coming out this week. Up next, we've got the Green Lantern Simon Baz, then Mr. Terrific, then we've got Lightning Lad and Grid to round out the wave of 5. But we're starting with the big boy today, the Christopher Reeve Superman. Guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's do this. Okie dokie, guys, there you have it. That's everything that you get in the box, and I do have to say I think it's a pretty good amount there. You get your card, you get your alternate head, which is the evil Superman head from Superman 3. I've got to say, I think this is a weird inclusion, but it does go nicely with the platinum that you get for this wave. It's a darker Superman, and yeah, it kind of goes with the alternate head there. But personally, I didn't want that Superman. I did have the chance to get it, actually. I did have the chance to pick it up, but I just didn't want it. I just want the regular Reeve. I don't really want to sully Christopher Reeve's memory by having an evil version of him on my shelf. So I don't know, that might be weird for some of you to hear, but that was just my thinking. I'm just super happy with the regular version. So yeah, we also get 4 sets of additional hands, so 10 hands total, which I think is a really, really nice amount. And they're kind of like a good sized hand. They're not the like big like sausage fingers hands that we get with some of the other Supermans. I feel like these are pretty good sized hands, even though 2 of the hands that I just showed you there, even though they're like from different kind of pairs, they look a little too similar, kind of, you know, like it's pretty much the same open, relaxed hand pose, but one is like slightly more open. This one here, the right one, is slightly more open than the left hand. So yeah, really weird that we get 2 hands that are so similar that aren't actually part of the same pair. I should actually show the 2 right hands. So yeah, like, believe it or not, those are actually different hands. Yeah, it's a weird one. You can tell more there. But yeah, so similar. So it's kind of weird that we get those. But I think we have some really nice inclusions. We've got the flying hands though with the flat palm. We've got the pointing hand, which I think would be really nice if we had a Gene Hackman figure. But what I really like is the hand holding the kryptonite there. I think that's what I'm going to display him with on the shelf. I think that's going to look really, really nice. And the evil head's just going to go in the tub there. Now let's have a look at the figure himself, guys. This is really, really nice stuff. And it's not just the head, it's just the whole package. It's just a Superman body with this level of definition. All we've been getting from McFarlane, for the most part, is beefcakes. You know, they kind of stopped doing it, broke the mold, so to speak, with the Earth 2 Crisis Superman. That was really nice. You know, you could tell it was like a spandex body. It wasn't like overly buff, but I feel like the proportions on this are just perfection. Like this is Superman right here, and I really do hope that they use this buck for other Superman figures in the future. It's just perfect, man. It is perfect. Like the body is. The head, I have to say, is not the like best likeness of Reeve. It's like from some angles you can really see it, and from some angles you kind of can't. It's an interesting one, and maybe it looks better on the screen than it does in hand. You know that like weird effect? Like I'm looking at my phone screen right now, and I can see that like from certain angles it looks better on the screen than it does in the hand. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I need to have my glasses on. But yeah, I think for the most part this is just a gorgeous Superman figure. I'm pretty sure the buck is all new. We've got just the basic oval belt there with the trunks, and just this gorgeousness here. Just looking at it, I mean, it's just fantastic. I know Mr. Toy Gains, shout out to Mr. Toy Gains, an amazing YouTuber, so funny, man. I just love watching that guy's stuff. He compared the McFarlane and the NECA, and the NECA had the sculpted Christopher Reeve like rib line there, instead of pointing to it in the background. See how his ribs kind of stuck out through the spandex there? The NECA really copied that, emulated that perfectly, and because of the cut, the McFarlane can't do that. But what I did notice is that instead of being this like jagged like torso cut, it almost is curved in kind of a way that it almost like emulates that Christopher Reeve rib line, which I think is, I'm not sure. If it was intentional, then I think that's really clever. But if not, I mean, I think it's just lucky that it looks like that to me, because I quite like it. It doesn't bother me at all. I really like that torso, man. I love that the S is raised. Now, it's just the shield that's raised. The S itself is not, it's just printed on, but there is like a step up for the actual shield, the diamond there. And then having a look at the boots there, guys, you can see creases in them all the way down. So they do look like the cloth boots that he wore in the Dick Donner movie. So yeah, really nice. The only areas that I can fault this figure are on the wrist here. It would have been really nice if those were flesh colored wrist joints, but they're blue, so they look a little bit weird, like the blues coming too far down. In fact, you can actually see like the end of the seam there on the sleeve, and then there's like an additional blue bit jutting out from it. So like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have his blue thermals on underneath there, guys, but that's kind of what we're dealing with. So yeah, I have to ping it for that, and I have to ping it for the head not being like perfect, but overall I think this is as close to perfect as we've gotten in the DC Multiverse line. And like, we have a beautiful red cape with that nice softer material with the wire in the edge, and we have the yellow S printed on the back. Really nice stuff, and it is the correct length there, guys. We've seen them really kind of botch the length on capes before. I'm looking at you, Mr. Batman 66, but this is just right. You know, it's just hitting the back of the calves there, and yeah, it's just really nicely done. This is as close to perfect as they've gotten to a Superman in the McFarlane line. They just keep blue balling us. They keep blue balling us and putting out stuff that is just, there's just something wrong with it. You know, I think that smiling Superman would have been the closest before, except it had that weird Page Punches belt with the S on it. The Superman Returns S on the belt, which I just think is just so extra. Just giving us a superfluous S on the belt is just a really weird choice. But this is the one right here. Hopefully you can still find it out there, guys, because this really is the tits, man. It's just a freaking gorgeous figure. So happy that I have this in my collection, and I think McFarlane have done the legacy proud with a figure like this, with only minor imperfections on it, I have to say. So yeah, very happy with this, guys. Let's do some comparisons in a bit. We'll see you then. Okie dokie, there you have it, guys. There's my take on this outstandingly awesome figure. If you don't have this guy, and if you want him, if you're remotely interested in him and you still have access to him, jump on it, guys. Do not let this guy slide and then explode on the secondary market, which I imagine is what is going to happen with a figure that's been as hotly anticipated as this guy here. Yeah, he's just going to blow up. So don't let it get to that, guys. Pick it up if you can. Even if you have a vague interest in the Reeve Superman films, get this figure in hand and see just how good he is. I didn't do an articulation segment in this video, but there's something interesting about the articulation. It feels a little bit smoother and less ratchety than previous McFarlane figures, and I don't know if that's because this is a new buck and this is the way that they're moving from now on. I really hope it is, but for whatever reason, I felt like it was less ratchety. So yeah, definitely pick this guy up, guys. 2 thumbs up, 10 stars out of 5. Excellent figure, near perfect once again. Time for me to bust out of here, guys. Thank you so much for any love that you've given me on the channel in the past. Thank you for tuning into the live streams and liking my stuff on Insta. If you've ever shared anything of mine, I really appreciate you. Please continue to do so. Help me grow the channel and get Dave Cave Dave out there. If you're a first-time viewer, please consider subscribing and liking the video as well. It would really help me out. Got to give a shout out to Culture Shock Collectables one more time, guys. One of the best in the biz here in Australia, one of the finest purveyors of pop culture paraphernalia here down under. And if you are a Culture Shock Collectables customer and you have been lucky enough to tune in to the end of this video, head on over to Culture Shock Collectables and use the code DAVECAVE for a $5 off discount on any purchase in store. That's DAVECAVE, and that'll get you $5 off. That's it from me. Until the next live stream, until the next Instagram post, until the next review, which will be the Simon Baz review, hopefully in the next couple of days. Please don't forget to take care of each other and buy more toys. See ya.